This is the Be Better Golf Challenge Series from Borrego Springs, California, about an hour or so east of San Diego. Rams Hill Golf Club is the site of the match today. A beautiful Tom Fazio designed course, 7,232 yards with a slope of 141 and a rating of 75. This course is on the fourlinks.com service. Fourlinks.com is giving us a 3-month membership to the winner of today's match. The winner of today's match is also going to win $800, the equivalent to the entry fee to the Long Beach Open. Let's meet our competitors. Here is 1992 World Long Drive champion Monte Scheinblum, and from Formula Golf, Blaire McKeithen. Let's go down to the scene where Blaire and Monte are warming up.
Pro V1s, that's classy.
Is it really? Look at that. Nothing but the best. Nothing but the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you to Mike, the head pro at the course, for helping set this up for us to come out and play here. We'll go over this a little bit more right before the match, but the format is extremely simple. It's stroke play, lowest score wins. And I can tell you the atmosphere here on the range was very serious. Both these guys, although this is a friendly match, both these guys were very seriously warming up. Both showed up about an hour and a half early. We did a press conference that was streamed live on Be Better Golf with bad Wi-Fi, but still streamed. And I think I know that Blaire certainly, and Monte too, both of them were taking it very seriously. I know that they had both warmed up quite a lot. It's both these men play a lot of Monday qualifiers. Monte for the Champions Tour, Blaire for the PGA Tour and Web.com Tour. So they really are used to just having to go out and shoot a very low round in one day. But for the difference in this match is that you're only trying to beat one other person. So you really got to keep it together, even if you don't have your A game. You know, you just have to shoot one stroke better than the next guy. And we're drawing a little bit of an audience out here. The sounds of both these guys ball striking was really impressive, and I was excited because it seemed like they were both in good form. That's Monte with his, we'll talk about it more, that's his ultimate driving iron, the TaylorMade ultimate driving iron. And he hits that about 250. And this is Blaire with his ultimate driving iron going into the driver. Really big 3-wood or a small driver?
No, it's a mini driver.
Oh, it's a mini driver. Okay. And you have a driver in your bag as well, or
yeah,
both?
There's just something about 3-woods. It's been that way my whole career. I look down on it, and it's totally mental, and I'm insane.
Don't like it. Yeah.
I look down on it, and I go, I can't hit this. So someone had a solution: get a mini driver, cut it down, and use that as a 3-wood. So
yeah. From a standpoint of pressure, both these guys have played for more money, but this is a unique opportunity where they know that, as you'll see, every single shot of this match is going to be shown, good, bad, or indifferent. So that's a little bit different level of pressure than just posting a score that goes up and you just see the final result. Now we go over to the putting green. We're about 10 minutes out from the start. And one interesting thing that happened was Monte went out and hit about 5 putts and then stood in the shade. A beautiful day, about perfect, 85 degrees or so. Blaire was really working it out with his caddy where the primary point of break was going to be. But Monte more just hit a few putts to get the read and just was taking his time to relax. So two different strategies, certainly, early. How long have you had this putter, Blaire?
3 months, 2 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah. And I put this grip on it, and it had the counterbalance, but I really didn't like the counterbalance. I felt like it was swinging my club head outside for some reason.
Oh, right.
So I took it out.
You were pulling putts then?
Yeah, pulling the bejesus out of them. Which is my main miss on putts, is always a pull. Rarely do I block it, but pulling it, it's the worst. I think I naturally pull just about every putt, to be honest with you.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Really importantly, I want to thank all you Be Better golfers for supporting the channel Be Better Golf and for supporting these two Be Better golfers, Blaire McKeithen, Monte Scheinblum. This is the first, what I'm calling the pilot match for the Be Better Golf Challenge series. So thank you for getting involved in this and supporting their careers and also this channel. The format of the match today, guys, is going to be 18 holes of stroke play, followed by 3 holes of sudden death if needed. It is going to be just standard rules of golf. I'm going to make any decisions are going to be on me. If I can't figure it out, we'll call Mike and he'll come, but I think we'll be able to figure it out. Let's identify your balls if you haven't already. I think you guys did.
I got a TaylorMade one with the black line.
Okay.
TaylorMade 67.
Okay. And Monty, pick a number. And Blaire.
1.
All right, I'm 2.
All right, so Monty will be up first. Good luck. Play well, guys.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, Monty. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely.
All right, from Irvine, California, Monte Scheinblum.
Good luck.
The first hole is 439 yards, par 4. It's uphill. There's a lot of very long par 4s here. Monty has his driver out. He hit a solid shot right up the middle. No shape on it at all. Very dead straight. And as you can see, it's bounding down the fairway, and it's in a great spot. And from Escondido, Blaire McKeithen. Blaire's chosen driver as well in this hole. No real reason not just to get up and bang it down the fairway. Blaire was playing a fade, very strong, powerful fade. Blaire is very long. He only weighs, I think, under 140 pounds, but he hits it so far.
Shot.
Thanks. I lifted on that one. It's terrible. Nah, I just went right back to the old move. God damn it. Okay. It's not the greatest yardage.
We have both these players mic'd up, so you'll be able to key in
Not really much wind though.
on what they're thinking.
What do you think about just like a roasty gap wedge?
To be honest, neither of those drives off the first tee were their Sunday best.
Because I'm not trying to feather something, you know?
But they were effective. They got right down the middle of the fairway. Monty's on the left, almost perfectly level with Blaire. I would say ball speed, they're about the same.
Like, you see that tree up there, like, just on the right edge of the green? Yeah. If I started there and turn it, at worst I miss it a little left. And I'll get...
all kind of funnels back to the left.
Yeah, and I'll get that extra yardage that I need to get this thing there.
All right, Blaire hit this shot very well. Up in the air, lands with spin, spins back, and he's inside 10 feet. For birdie on the first hole, so great start for Blaire McKeithen. Monte from 2 yards closer with an L wedge.
It's gonna come down.
Lands it just short. Did not realize there's a false front there, spun off the green.
Apparently there's a false front.
Make that putt go into a nice short par 5. Get this round started off nice.
Monte's played this course before, but it was about 25 years ago in a U.S. Open local qualifier. So wouldn't really count that as local knowledge. He's taking a less lofted club here. He's going to land it short and basically into that bank that he rolled down, and really nicely executed chip there.
You see this like kind of old cup here? I think just inside of that?
Just inside that?
Yeah. And that's just not going to be very fast either. I mean, definitely outside the hole.
All right, Blaire for birdie on the first hole. This would really set a good tone for the day. Really start feeling like, okay, this is the way it's going to be. I'm going to be making a lot of birdies, putting from close a lot. It's what you would like to kind of make a statement when you have a one-on-one match and your opponent is watching you.
Oh wait, I got divots to fix.
Underread the break a little bit. Here's Monte for his par after that really, I think the best way to describe it would be classy
That's it.
chip shot. So that's a great 4 for Monte after a good shot for his second, but it was a strategic miscue to land it hole high or just short of hole high and spin it back. Probably wanted to try to land that, he was saying later, about 5 or 6 yards past the hole.
Putt snap.
All right, Monte 4, Blaire 4. Both players are even after 1.
All right, headed to the second hole, 543-yard par 5. Very slightly uphill tee shot here. Monte with driver.
Shot.
Thanks.
Hit that one well. Later he told me that it just wasn't totally out of the center of the face, but it's right down the center of the fairway. He's got a really good position to try to get it on in 2 from where Monte is. Blaire with driver as well. Good start to start himself with a birdie putt inside 10 feet, but this was not a good drive.
Should be all right.
Should be.
It was a turnout shot. It worked out okay, but it's just into the left rough. We have Jordan helping us out in the fairways, getting where the balls land on the fairways and greens.
I don't feel like hitting a 3-wood.
Wind's coming off the right. It doesn't feel like
It's not hurting that much.
it might be a little hurt.
A little hurting, but I mean, I fully expect this thing to pretty much be short, and I'm okay with that. If I hit 3-wood, it can be long right or something. Short right's playable. Short left is optimal. Should be short left. I'll be all right.
So after a second shot with that 2-iron, Blaire is in a good position after hitting that draw. Monte has about 230 in here. A little bit of an opportunity here because Blaire is pitching from short left of the green. So if Monte can get this on the green and assure himself of at least a 2-putt birdie, put some pressure on Blaire. Monte hits it solid, but it's a little bit blocked out right. But this time, strategically, right is a pretty good spot to be. Although he will be a little bit short-sighted for where the pin is cut.
Basically, anything past this hole leaves me an uphill putt. It's going to be hard to get there, but I just got to try my best to get up there in that little level.
Obviously, Blaire's out in the bunker, actually. But it's a very long bunker shot, probably about 30-some yards total. So he's looking to actually splash this and get a little bit of spin on it, which it does. Really nice shot
Right.
there.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very professional looking.
I'll throw a coin on that there, Monte.
That's fine. It's not going to bother me.
All right.
So it would be debatable. Let me know in the comments which shot is tougher, Blaire's or Monte's.
Too far.
Monte's shot,
Just a little bit too far.
to me, would have been a little bit easier. That grass, you can land it in. It won't be too grabby. But he probably only carried that about 1.5 yards too far. But in golf, you know, when you carry it 1.5 yards too far, sometimes that can turn into 10 yards too far, which is what happened here. So Monte for birdie with the directed force putter.
Nice putt.
Thank you.
Beautiful putt. So Monte's in for birdie. That takes him to 1 under par. Really great attitude from Monte, not to get too upset about.
It's pretty straight. I mean, Salton Sea still pushing that way, and then you got this hill.
hitting that chip kind of far.
You think it'll be pretty straight, you think?
Salton Sea, I believe, is one of the
Okay.
lowest points in America, so the idea is that everything pulls towards there, but there's some debate about whether or not it really matters. So Blaire has this for birdie and certainly wants to. This is his second birdie putt inside 10 feet. This would be probably 9.5 feet here. Definitely wants to make this one to stay on pace. Both these hitters are really, really long, so they're trying to birdie every par 5, but misses that one just on the high side again.
All right, Blaire 5, Monte 4.
Recapping our match, Blaire McKeithen is even par, and Monte Scheinblum is 1 under after 2 holes. Let's go to the third hole, a 472-yard par 4.
What do we have ahead of us here, Blaire? What kind of hole is this?
Par 4, I think it's like 470 or something like that. I think. Yeah, 472.
Monte on the tee with driver after that solid birdie. Really great putt to make that, and really impressed me with his attitude there. This is a little bit of a dogleg to the right. Monte kind of one-handed that one.
Amputee golf.
Exactly. But hit it right down the center, and actually didn't get much rollout out of it. Blaire with driver as well.
God damn it, dude.
This ball is hooking left of the fairway,
lucky.
left of everything. It's gone into another fairway, about 30 yards left.
So Monte, something I think the viewers might have noticed on that last one is you hit what to my eyes looked like a very bad chip, but right off the bat, you weren't upset about it at all, huh?
No, I was trying to, the lie was a little bit tight and the grain was growing against me. And, hitting a flop shot from there was just, not a real high percentage play. So I was trying to carry it into the fringe and have it take the spin. And the problem was I carried it too far, so not only did it go past the hole, it didn't get the right bounce.
Right.
Like when I say right bounce to the right.
Yeah.
Because I was aiming for a spot where, if I landed it there, it was going to kick right and toward the hole, and I just flew past it.
Right, so you didn't get down on yourself about it there.
No. I mean, I carried it about, it wasn't a difficult shot, but, I carried it about 5 or 6 feet too far and just, it was what it was,
And what did you see in that putt?
When I looked at it from behind, it looked pretty straight. And when I went to the other side of the hole, I saw this putt's obviously going to break left. Okay. And I saw that even though these greens aren't lightning fast, that it was a really quick putt as well. So.
All right, thanks for Monte for giving us that inside access during the round into what he's thinking. Blaire is in the other fairway.
No, it worked out pretty well. It could have been in the desert, Obviously, I got the lefts going, which I haven't had in a while, so I got to figure it out.
Small adjustments.
Yeah, it's probably something little. I just got to put a good swing on one, and then I can focus on that feel.
So Blaire's sitting on the tee box for the ladies' tee there, and Monte he's going to go with 7-iron here. He feels like he's stuck between 7 and 8-iron. He's going to go with the 7. You can see the pin just ahead of us there.
Jeez.
Nope. He can't make his mind up on the club. The wind's sitting kind of flat right now. It's kind of swirling, changing directions by the minute. So he's going to stick with the 7-iron. Now he's trying to decide what shape or what kind of shot to play. He made the decision he's going to go in and try to execute it. Steel fiber shafts on his clubs, which was interesting.
Easy. Bite.
Just started it right at the hole and then drew it off of that and hit it just a little too far.
Should have gone with the other one.
So Monte is over the back of that green here on the third hole and has what looks like to me is a very difficult up and down. So Blaire has 190. It's a blind shot, so he has his caddy standing where he can just start the ball over his caddy, and then his caddy moved out of the way. It's a very good shot, drawing, and he actually hit it really hard, but it's on the green, and he'll be putting from a really far distance.
Right side of the green?
But putting anyway.
Putting surface there. Looks like he's a little back right.
Okay.
I hit a good shot. I just hit too much club. No, I hit it over. You know, you're going to see on the other camera, I went back and forth twice between clubs. It was a little, you know, I had 170, 8 irons my 165 club, and the wind kept going from just straight to the right to back into me a little bit. And so I ended up going with a little 7 and just caught a little bit too much of it, you know, got a little long in the swing, and I just hit it too solid. But it was the right choice of club. I just hit it a little bit too hard. You know, it was just like on the first hole, I hit a good shot. It was a half a club, not enough.
Yeah. All right, so here's Monte. He has a side hill lie here. And where Monte would have to land this just short of the pin, it's basically a wall running away from him. So as the camera backs up here a little bit, between us and Monte is a wall, and he lands it on that wall, spins it. So really impressive shot to me. Really impressive. Camera work not awesome on that one, but that shot was... Got
to start hitting the right club here sooner or later.
Impressed me. Okay, so there's Blaire out there. He's about... I'd say this is almost 50 feet, this putt. And he's got to go over an undulation right in the middle. There's kind of like a ridge right in the middle where it's overall a downhill putt, but it's going to rise up in the middle of it as we pan with the putt.
Oh, go.
And he just didn't hit it hard enough to get it over that rise. The other camera, you can see the green a little better. So Blaire's going to have that left for his par. So Blaire needs to make this to avoid going a probable 2 down. Blaire's got to make this putt to stay even par.
Good putt.
Great putt, but it misses.
Thanks.
So that tap in here will take Blaire to 1 over after 3, and Monte has this remaining to stay 1 under, to take a 2-stroke lead after only 3 holes.
Putt.
And he does it.
Thanks.
Monte 4, Blaire 5.
On to number 4.
Monte is 1 under, Blaire is 1 over.
Well, if I was younger, I'd try and drive the green, but I'm just hit a little 2 iron off the tee. Blaire, if you're ready, go ahead.
4th hole, 368 yards from back here. Blaire has 3 wood out.
2 to the front of that right bunker. Okay. 314 to the end.
Yeah, this shouldn't get there.
Good rip.
Thanks.
And that was a much better tee shot by Blaire in a perfect spot. Monte with 2 iron. He uses this club a lot. We'll talk about it later. Blaire has the same exact club, a TaylorMade UDI. Really good shot here. Right down the middle, little draw.
That was a good shot.
Monte, what's your opinion on that ultimate driving iron that you use?
Oh, it's awesome.
You use it a lot?
I do. I mean, that's the 2, and I've got a 1 as well, depending on the golf course that I'm playing.
But not today.
Not today.
Yeah.
You know, the second shot, it's funny, the second shot into the par 5 back there, I pushed it a little right because I stepped it up a little bit, because I have to drop something because I like carrying 4 wedges.
Right.
So I dropped the 3 iron.
Yeah.
And
it's either 2 iron
or 2 or 4 iron.
Right.
And so I tried to step on the 4 a little bit and just got a little ahead, you know, little out of sequence and pushed it a little right. This is me.
All right, so Monte inside 100 yards here. Up the hill, pin tucked back on the left. Pretty close to the edge of the green there. Monte carries it up in the air.
Good shot.
So he'll have inside 15 feet,
You thinking
maybe about
I'm
12
thinking,
feet
right
for
between
birdie.
his little
Exactly.
flag, kind of the tree right there?
Exactly, and it's
Just a
a little bitty
right
turn because it's going to turn naturally off the hill.
Blaire prides his channel and his own game in strategy. So having these microphones is pretty cool to be able to hear that,
Long.
what he's thinking.
Should be good.
Good spin back. Oh, it's close.
Sit, stop.
Very good shot by Blaire.
Thanks.
All right, so there's Blaire in the front of our screen from about a little over 4 feet away. And Monte has about, call that 11 feet. You'll notice in Monte's green reading, he always does the same exact thing. He has a website called rebelliongolf.com where he talks a lot about his instructional tips and videos and things. And one of the things he does on Rebellion Golf is this thing called voodoo putting. So I think that's what he's doing. He always goes behind it and then he looks both ways, kind of striking his eyes across the landscape of the putt. Just
Jesus.
pulled it a little bit.
Bad read there.
You're good to take your stance. Inside left, Rosink?
Yeah, it was either the line or the execution, but it looked really close to me. So Monte's in with 4. He remains at 1 under. Here's Blaire for birdie. He's had a couple close birdie putts already today. Wants to make this
Good.
one.
Thank you.
Solid stroke.
Thanks.
Blaire 3, Monte 4. On to 5.
Yep. The 5th hole, 206 yards. As you can see, there's a lot of things wrong with going left. And nothing too bad about going right. Let's see how they negotiated. Here's Blaire. Teed up just a little bit, so it's about 195 here.
Go hard. Go.
Blaire hits a ball that just
Me, man.
starts straight and draws a
Can't
little
miss
bit
over
and
there.
falls out of the sky. He's in the
Didn't
bunker
commit.
front left,
Terrible, dude.
and it's not a great spot either.
Easiest hole ever.
It's that post-birdie mess up. Here's Monte, hoping that he has a full yardage with one of his clubs. Kept feeling in between clubs here. Like I said, he has these steel fiber shafts that are interesting that he changed to about a year ago to be a little bit more gentle on his elbows and wrists.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the same shape that Blaire hit, just a little further. And he's going to be in the bunker as well.
Bunker.
The flag there, and then I believe that's Blaire there, and Monte here with the flag there. Yeah, that's Monte's 67 balls. Look at the lie. Not great as far as the lie's okay. Stance is very tough, but Blaire's is no picnic either for 2 really hard shots.
Sweet.
I think I just needed to commit to actually a full 6. Part of me felt still like it was going to be too much.
Ooh, that was almost a penalty.
I mean, basically, I just need to air long.
One of Blaire's thoughts is always to think about where you want to miss. If you're going to miss, where you're going to miss, and then kind of reset your brain onto the actual target. And really try to focus on what you're trying to do.
Oh, me sideways.
Blaire hit this way too far, thinned it basically.
Oh, it came all the way down.
But it had spin on it, and it zipped all the way back
Jeez Louise.
off the
pretty funny.
slopes. And he'll be all right. Not great, but all right. Now here's kind of
God damn it.
This is kind of a dangerous situation. Monte has a recently surgically repaired knee on his left knee. And you can see that trying to take a stance here, when he first took his stance there, he slipped.
All right.
And it really torqued his knee, and he said it was really painful. He felt like he was almost going to fall over. So now he's going to get a different club. And he needs to figure out a kind of stance to take that, one, will be good for the shot, but also will be physically possible for him to do. You can see there's just not a lot of strength in that knee. There's a lot of pain, and at a straight angle, it's all right.
My bad knee is not giving me any support here.
From an angle, that's where it starts to torque and have a lot of pain. So hopefully we can figure out something just to put some energy through the sand here. But that's way too much, way over the back here, and he's all the way up in the scrub now.
God damn it.
So in a one-round match like this, it's moments like this that you really want to get control when you're feeling the train kind of coming down the tracks. Decent shot there, but it's just very tough. Got to hit through a bush onto a downslope. So Monte has that left for his bogey. And he's putting from the fringe. Staying pretty even. We obviously have the players both very closely microphones, so you hear some breathing and stuff.
Whoa. Whoa.
Now Monte's going to have a little bit of work left for his double bogey. Blaire thinned it out of the bunker.
I think I got a good line in this one.
It spun and went straight back, and his caddy, who he calls Sink, and his caddy calls him Skinny, he told to back off, that he had a good line on it. He had a good idea. Blaire's caddy's a very good player in his own right. Used to be a pro golfer, is now one handicap.
Gosh.
So Blaire have that remaining for his bogey. So that's a bogey for Blaire. And this is Monte for double bogey. So this hole has been a disaster for both players.
Sweet.
But a good finish to at least get it in.
Blaire 4, Monte 5.
Is the match all square now?
All square through 5.
So
Just aim at that and cut it off.
past the first bunker on the right,
Yeah.
the second bunker, the mound on the left is 273 carry.
Okay. I think it's just kind of aim at the throat of that bunker and cut it off of that line.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this is a 519-yard par
Yes, sir.
5. Blaire looking to carry it over the right-hand side of that nearest bunker.
Jesus H. Christ. Soft. Yeah, it'll be okay. I mean, every single drive has been left.
Hook this about 20 yards.
Searching. Yeah. I think I just need to keep my spine angle. It's got to be it.
But he's in the left side of the fairway. He's just barely into the rough. So Blaire is really looking for that one swing that he can start to, draw some confidence from, get a good feeling on. Monte hits it hard up the right-hand side. It's into the wind a little bit, and he won't carry the bunkers. He'll be in the bunker.
All right, I think that's it. I think that's exactly what I'm doing with all my shots. I'm coming up and out of it. If I can keep my spine angle and rotate, life should be perfect. Momentum's on my side right now.
I had no idea. It looked like I could carry it. I couldn't get a good reading on the thing.
I mean, you want to carry it just past that because it's all, as I recall, it's downhill on the other side of that bunker.
Yeah. But long is actually really good.
Yeah, long is not bad.
No, I think I should hit my 5-iron, and I play at 210. If it lands far, it'll land on the flat, and if it lands short, it'll release on down. I think it's a great club.
Yeah.
Just send over that bunker with a cut and let the hill dictate the
Just kind of
turn.
just over the right edge of the bunker.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
Let the ground do that.
Yep. Just Keep that spine angle down. Oh no, that's right in the bunker. Oh, Blairski. Golly. Just caught the top of it and it came out spinny instead of squeezing. Stupid. If it's not plugged, it won't be that bad of a bunker shot though.
Monte missed in the wrong spot, and he's in the bunker, and he's in kind of a groove of a rake there. So he's just got to splash out.
Sorry, this may take a minute. Someone went like this with the rake, and I'm in it.
So here's Monte's second on this 519-yard par 5.
Good up.
Thanks.
It's actually a very good out to advance it that far from that lie.
I guess that's why I didn't clear the bunker.
Yeah, and now is kind of a changing point in the match because the wind, which can get heavy here, especially in the afternoon, is just arriving. So it's getting very, very windy, and it's directly in Monte's face here. 125 yards. Monte hits it a little left of the hole, and it's climbing the ladder just a little too far. Blaire in the bunker, and you can start to hear the wind whipping in. This is very similar to the bunker shot he had on the second hole, a little further. And
Thanks.
those are very hard
Sorry,
shots.
uphill putt.
A lot of people call those the hardest shots in golf. I mean, that's like a 35 or 40-yard bunker shot.
No, I'm good. Can you guys just move the...
Yeah. I'll get my wedge out of the way too.
Thanks.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's like pain, you know, things that happened 30 years ago. I was playing with my college golf coach, and I had a putt of about 20 feet, and it was straight downhill and really, really quick. And he was attending the flag for me. I'm like, you can pull it. And he's like, stay there. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I hit the putt, and he laid the pin down behind the hole.
Oh no.
And then gave me a penalty for hitting the pin.
Thanks, coach.
And he was like trying to teach me a lesson that, you know, you always give proper instruction, tell them what to do with the pin and whatever. And I'm like, and it was a qualifying round too.
Oh my.
So ever since then, if I see a pin behind the hole, I'm like, get it out, you know.
Get it out of the view.
Get it out of there.
Not
College money.
UCLA.
nice.
All right, so not the birdie putt Monte would think to have on this 519-yard par 5, but it's the one that he's looking at. I'd like to make it anyway.
Just didn't break that much.
Very good speed on that downhill putt. So that's a good par for Monte.
Seeing, yeah. Yeah. Just outside on top.
All right, here's Blaire for birdie. The match is tied at the moment. Both players are 1 over par. This is to go back to even.
Leave it short. What were you saying about back in the hills, Stank?
It's Monte 5, Blaire 5.
Tired.
Both players are 1 over.
That was an impressive display on that hole.
I guess I hit a good bunker shot.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And that shot that I hit out of the fairway bunker, that was really good. I had one of those lives where someone slammed the rake down into the bunker and then went like this.
We just exploded.
The ball was sitting down like it was plugged.
Ugh.
All right, this is the par 4 7th hole, 370 yards. Blaire with driver, and it's downhill, downwind a little bit. Oh, Blaire had great balance on that one. He really torched this ball. Really hit it well.
I didn't see it after it landed.
So Blaire's down there right at the bottom of the hill. He's in a perfect spot. A little bit short left of the green. All right, Monte with driver as well. Really, you want to land this up the left-hand side and just let it feed over to the right. Another one-handed swing, but his misses have been straight, which are working out for him. Let's take a look at this awesome golf swing Blaire just made with our analyst, Bobby Lopez, PGA. What did you see there, Bobby?
Thanks, Brandon. Let's take a look at Blaire McKeithen's swing right here. You can't find a better place to hang out than at the top of the backswing that he has right here. Look at this. We do have one little thing that's an element of risk. When I look at a golf swing, I like to look at to say, hey, could something go wrong? Like I was selling a swing insurance, and could they hit in somebody's yard, break a window, and I end up paying for it? Now watch this. Ready? Here's a kick in the pants right there. See that? That doesn't mean anything's going to go wrong, but it does mean one thing. He's got to unleash those hands right there like he does, violently, really quick, while he jumps out of it. And you know, so many of the young players that do, a lot of them do that, and as long as you time it, that's not the end of the world. But just to show you a real quick difference, right here, here's Perks, and watch. Right cheek on the line, left cheek on the line, right cheek on the line, left cheek on the line, right cheek on the line, left cheek on the line. What would I have this young man right here doing? I put a big old tall chair like a bar stool right behind him and just let him hit little short punch shots with a 9-iron and touch the chair with his right cheek, touch the chair with his left cheek. See? There's that jump. Boom! But that does add club head speed. So it has some positives, but it just has an element of risk. But that's a beautiful golf swing.
There's Monte. This is on the 7th hole. And there's the green. He's in a perfect spot. In the fairway on the 7th hole, we have Monte pitching to that hole there. That flag stick there, I would say about 45 yards, and we have Blaire about 30 yards there. Two very good drives. This should be Monte. Yeah. How'd you hit that one, Blaire?
I hit it good. That was my first actual good drive of the day.
What kind of shape was that one?
It was a fade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First fade of the day, first good one of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to hit a fade.
On the range, you were hitting fades, right?
Yeah, I always hit fades off a tee shot. And then the first 2 holes, I tried to hit draws that I hit very bad, like a pull draw.
Yeah.
The second hole was even worse than the first hole. And then I tried to hit a fade on hole 3, and I hit it left. But I think a lot of it has to do with my spine angle right now.
Right.
And so I made sure I stayed down on that one.
Okay.
And also, I don't think I'm turning enough going back. Shortens up the swing, quickens the transition, causes a throw.
Little over from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It causes that nasty little throw that I do not want. But
So you're looking for the one good swing to be able to be like get some confidence
that
on.
one's gonna help because
How many yards was that drive then? I mean, with the helping wind and downhill.
360-ish.
360.
All right, Monte will go first here with a lob wedge. It is a blind landing area. You can see the top half of the flag.
Gonna need some check.
Gets it up, spins
shot
it a little
there.
bit. It's a
Thanks.
firm green here, and rolls it on to about 20 feet, maybe a little less.
A little bit. Yeah.
All right, Blaire pitching from a little closer, a better look. The impact is not good, and it's motoring.
Oh,
Well, that was fortunate for sure.
it was. I guess I didn't spin it.
Hit the stick dead center solid. And spun off. Monte will putt first. And today we have the golf board. Jordan's been cruising around on this, getting our secondary angles. Thank you very much to Jordan for coming out. I met Jordan last year at one of the Be Better golf schools. Okay, here is Monte's putt for birdie. Hit it hard, but he needed to. Just misread a little bit.
Just reading too much break.
Reading a little bit too much break on a lot of these putts early.
I mean, it's got to spit it right in the beginning. Yeah. Let me make sure I can hit this damn thing. Yeah.
All right, Blaire and Sink are both in agreement about what this putt's going to do. Let's see if Blaire can make a good stroke here. He says he kind of has a natural pull to his stroke anyway. You can see that a little bit. Perfect
Good
putt.
one.
Thanks.
Very good
Thank you.
birdie for Blaire to get back to
Crap, I
even
can make
par.
that.
What'd you see in that one, Blaire?
In the beginning, it was like going to spit it left to right, and then at the end, it kind of straightens out. Maybe even went a little left at the end.
That's Blaire with a birdie 3, Monte's par 4. Blaire's now even, Monte's 1 over.
All right, so one stroke separates these two golfers going into the 8th hole. This is a long 498-yard par 4.
Shot.
Blaire hit this very well. Starting to get some rhythm into that driver swing, and you can see how much our cameraman had to pan
In the rough, but it's all right.
just to keep that into frame. All right, here's Monte with driver. He's looking to take a rip here. The fan's on, and he hit that hard.
That only took me 8 holes. It's better than never.
I'm in the same boat.
That thing is smoked.
Monte hit a gigantic drive on this hole. Let's go over to Bobby and see what he saw with this swing. Bobby?
Thanks, Brandon. Let's take a look at Monte. I like that name. Hey, Monte! Let's see what Monte's going to do here. Come on, buddy. Take that club back. Let's see it. Here it goes. Ooh, a little bit underneath the plane. But the ball doesn't know that yet. And he salvages it beautifully. Look at that head come right down that line. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Boom. 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 Now, his knees straighten up a little bit. Watch his feet. Look at his feet go airborne. Literally airborne. And that is very, very typical of guys that hit the ball really, really long. And that's the one thing. You know, if you have the steadier spine angle, you may have a little more consistency. But it's hard to get off that distance. You know, it's the same situation that Blaire had. You know, so you see that little bit of a kick in the pants. And look at him straighten up his knees. Because knees work up and down. And that's what helps create some of the speed. Look at his left foot come right off the ground. Look at that. But this is a darn good golf swing. It's just an element of risk. And the difficult part Monte would have to go through is to say, hey, if I got rid of some of that, I'm going to lose a few yards and I might not like that. And hey, you're playing golf for fun. And what's more fun than knocking the snot out of it? Good golf swing.
So Jordan, tell me, how far was this hole?
This hole is 498 from the
Okay.
back tee where they're at.
Okay. And what do you have in, Monte?
98.
Okay, so 400-yard drive on the button here into a 20-yard wind. No.
Yeah, right. Downhill, downwind. I hit 3 sprinklers and 4 mounds.
No, that was solid. That was solid.
That's just fairway.
Should just be stock with the wind.
Blaire has 126 yards. I believe this is his gap wedge. The hole slopes from right to left.
Come on, give me some.
He likes it right off
Yeah,
the
should be
bat.
good.
Good one.
Thank you. Just can't risk going left in that ridge, you know?
Great result for Blaire. Here's Monte from 98 yards. He can really see everything right in front of him. There's a big backstop, and the hole slopes from right to left. Let's see how he plays it.
Oh, Monte. Get down.
Hit it too hard,
It could be really good.
but it works out so nice.
That worked.
That's what I was trying to play, but I just hit it way too hard. I mean, I was trying to throw it a little right of the hill and past the pin because I didn't want it to spin off like it did on number 1, and I just nuked it and got lucky. Thanks.
Anything.
It'll spit left in the beginning and straighten out.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, here's Blaire for his birdie. Second birdie in a row.
I just can't do it. That's unbelievable, man. The amount of bad putts that I can hit.
Truth be told, I'd have done the same. How does that putt go that far right? And it feels downhill from there.
Yeah, it's just, man.
When you come on this side of the hole,
It goes, yeah, it does.
All right, Monte, after going all the way around this is to square the match.
Nicely done.
And he does. Both players get back to
You
even.
turned a 498 par 4 into basically a pitch and putt, Monte.
Well, I mean, let's be real. It probably played 440, 430. You know, because that was my first solid drive of the day. And when I hit a good solid drive, it goes, 320, 330, maybe even 340 when I really hit it good. So the fact that I had 100 yards left, the hole was playing 440.
What's your golf course swing speed at? Not not long drive competition one, just like golf course swing speed.
Well, when I'm struggling a little bit and my sequencing is off, it's probably 117, 120, which is what it's been the first few holes here. When I start sequencing properly, you know, it's 123, 125. And then on days where I'm feeling really, really good and, you know, I'm sequencing right the whole day and doing it well on the range, and I can go after it a little bit knowing that I'm going to make a good swing, you know, I can get up to, you know, 126, 127 on those days. But I'd say, you know, if you took my 10 round average, you know, I'm probably 123 to 125. 124 over like a 10 round average.
And when you're sequencing really well, does that mean that, like, how does that feel to you? Does it feel more effortless, or?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, the problem that I tend to have is I tend to shift too much into the right side, and then I've got to like turn my hips too much to get back. So when I start doing that, I can't get off my right side. My sequencing is bad. I start pulling on the butt of the club, and you know, when you see me let go of it like I have a couple of times today, that's what that is. So 168. I'm gonna hit it maybe around 150 because it's downhill, a little downwind. Maybe 155 most. 9-iron. I don't hit my irons far. They're weak lofted because, you know, I don't want big gaps. I mean, my 9-iron is 47 degrees. That's basically a modern pitching wedge.
All right, Monte with 9-iron from 168 yards, looking to just hit a solid, decent shot and give himself a birdie look.
Oh, come on. Sit. Sit, 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 sit.
He blocked that out to the right, though. He's pin high and chipping uphill. That's the only good thing you can say about it, really.
Yeah, that only played about 140. Nice.
Kind of chubbed it a smidge.
All right, guys, so we're on the 9th hole, right, Blaire?
9th hole.
Tell people, if they don't know, if they're just better golf people, tell people a little bit about Formula Golf and what goes on there.
I mean, basically, it's just a kind of an in-depth look to how a young professional will, you know, is trying to make it. You know, I don't get to play in mini golf tournaments. More now this year, starting this year, and basically I'll show things that I'm working on, preparing for, how to prepare for certain practice rounds, and you know, stuff like that. Basically, I do tips and instruction, but it's mainly like course logs and course management is kind of my specialty.
So tell us a little bit about what we have upcoming on the back 9 here.
The back 9, I would say, is a little more difficult, especially hole 10. The par 3 is really hard.
Oh, so it's back-to-back par 3s?
Yeah, hole 10 is a par 3. It's actually kind of long. Depending on the wind, there's water and stuff, but it's a little more narrow. There's a couple holes that you can actually get in a little bit of trouble on. There's another 500-plus yard par 4 out there. That's going to be fun, and it's going to be into the wind with today's wind. So it's but good scores are out there if you just putt well. As you can see, you know, I'm not putting very well, but I've had 5 putts inside of 12 feet for birdie.
Yeah.
So I just got to figure it out.
Poor chip from Monte there that comes up about 10 feet short.
Wow.
And Blaire, not the best putt, but pretty close. He'll have that left for his par. Let's go to Monte from about, actually it was about 15 feet.
Woo!
That's a bogey for Monte. That's 37
Wow.
on the front for him.
Just keep playing every time I play too much break. Brutal.
And this is Blaire to shoot even par on the front and to go 1 stroke up in the match.
Thank you.
Wow, that broke a lot.
That thing broke off the planet.
All right, so Monte with a 1 over par 37. Blaire has a even par 36.
Going on to the back.
All right, back-to-back par 3s here at the beautiful Rams Hill Golf Club. This is Blaire, 213 yards. Launches it into the air. It's solid. It is just not coming back at all.
No way, that fly in the bunker? Wow. Wow.
All right, there's Blaire's tee shot sitting in the bunker. Fairly decent lie, but it will be running away from him. The slope will be going away from him. Here's Monte. Well-balanced swing, had a great impact sound there. Both these guys were making such awesome impact sound.
The result is very good. Go in the hole. All right, Monte definitely with the advantage here. Let's see. He's one down in the match on the 10th hole. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. All right, headed into the back nine, guys. If you are liking this, please let me know. First time I've ever tried something like this. I think first time this has been done at all, really, professionally. As far as a pay-per-view match vlog to support golfers. And if you like it, I'm interested to know who would you like to see in the next Be Better Golf Challenge series. Oh, I'm riding a golf board today. Our production team, me and Jordan, are riding these golf boards today. Monte with a 16-footer.
I just keep letting them come right back, you know? Like, I need to put the pedal to the metal, and every time I have an opportunity, I just leave it open.
Blaire with a good bunker shot here, lands it, and it spins too, but it's just such a slope going towards that water. He just couldn't stop it. Monte with a legitimate birdie chance here. This would certainly be a bonus on this 213-yard par 3. One stroke down in the match here. Blaire is looking at about a 6-footer for par. So hard to decide how aggressive you want to be here, especially because this is going to break away from you towards the water and be downhill. If he landed that about a yard shorter, that actually could have been extremely close.
Head up. No, it's going to break.
3.
Opportunity here for Blaire to keep a lead in the match. He needs to make this to keep a one-stroke lead. That is exactly the miss Blaire hates the most, because when he does have a miss with his putting stroke, it is a pool, so he really hates to yank his putts. The match is all square.
I mean, I'm going to have like 40 putts today.
It was Monte with 3, Blaire with bogey 4.
Par 5, 556 yards. Downhill. Wind helping again. They've had a lot of holes with helping wind.
Beauty.
Thanks.
Monte hit this very well down the right-hand side. Blaire with driver as well, and you can hear the fan is just kicking on. It's helping. Oh. Blaire just jacked that ball. Got it well up in the air. Took advantage of the wind.
All right, I just got a shot of Monte's driver. Whoops. Yeah, I'm all right. A driver I don't see anybody on tour using. Although that I could be wrong about it. I just haven't seen. What do you like about it, Monte?
You know, it's a KZG. It's kind of like, you know, they're the same kind of company as PXG, but they don't pay. So that's why nobody on tour uses it, and they should. It's only a 420cc driver, and it's really deep, so you look at it and it looks more like a 350. For years, I've had trouble with these big-headed drivers. It makes me want to like stay on the right side and flip up on it, and you know, that's the biggest problem I have with my swing right now is
Instead of driving through the ball, just hanging back.
I stay on the right side too long, I lift the handle and I hit these weak heel fades that I was hitting the first few holes. And this one, even when I don't get off my right side, it works a little bit better, you know?
All right, this is a par 5, 556 yards too. And Monte has a mid-iron in his hand. I think that's a 8-iron. Could be less. Oh, he had a really good shot there. nice draw going at the right-hand side. It's going to land on the fringe and curl towards the hole.
That one was actually planned.
Yeah, I could tell. That was good.
Thanks.
All right, I got an eagle.
Down for you.
All right, I got to eagle it is what Blaire just said right there. He's, I think, 126 yards away. Just killed that tee ball. Best of the day. Really good, solid swing up in the air. Took a perfect divot. Same thing that Monte was
Sorry, I
trying to
meant
do.
to land a little farther, but not bad. I had 125.
Okay.
So 440. Par 5, 560. Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah, so hit that ball 430, 440. Not sure. Insanely long, whatever it was. It was, you know, both these guys are, I think, right around 180 or so ball speed. With these golf course kind of swings. Monte for eagle.
Oh, you're kidding me.
He really thought he made it.
Oof. Thought I made that as soon as I hit it.
Dude, his like went right.
Yeah, 6 feet out. It broke right towards the hole like it was going to go in. It just didn't. Here's the Blaire for his eagle. We'll tie this hole with birdies.
Oh. The best putt of the damn day right there. I'll wait. Good bird.
Thanks.
Monte converts his birdie. Blaire for his.
Nice.
Thanks. It's my best putt of the day. What can I do?
Players with birdie 4, keeping them even.
Even par and even with each other.
Strokes.
As soon as I hit it, I was like, okay, that's not, it's not gonna go right. It's not gonna go right. It's gonna go right. It's like, what? Yeah, it's tough to putt out here, man.
Let's move on to the 12th hole, a 333-yard par 4. And we have Blaire McKeithen mic'd up talking about his strategy.
This hole's normally drivable, but I'm not gonna do it with that back pin. I think I'm just gonna hit a 4 and have a little wedge in.
Yeah, I mean, it's dead back into the wind.
Yeah.
Monte off the tee. He's going to use driver as well. Gosh, that impact sound is just awesome. All right, hit it up the right-hand side of the fairway. He's in a good spot. Match is all square right now on the 12th hole. Both players are even par after those birdies. Blaire with a really good 2-iron. That is that ultimate driving iron they both use and they like a lot. They actually were having conversations about it on the side. All right, Monte has a short iron approach into the wind. It's into, now the wind's starting to kick up a little bit. You'll see on the next hole it really gets wild, but great impact sound there, but just yanked it a little bit and hit it too low under that wall of wind.
But it could spin back. Problem is, if I take my 52 and I have to hit it from like a 3/4, I have to land it on that hill right there.
I mean, you think with the wind into your face right now that...
No, because I'm gonna have to hit it left right with this slide, and I think that'll stand up with the...
Really solid decision-making process all day by Blaire and his caddy Sink to really give Blaire a good idea of the picture of the shot he wants to create. Good shot there. He's got a birdie look.
Didn't play it the way I wanted, but good club selection.
Exactly. He didn't play it quite the way he wanted to, but the club selection was good. Monte from the back of the green. It's hard to tell on camera, but that sloped. That was a tough putt, but he did not play it well. Here's Blaire for his birdie. Coming up the hill. It's going to slope away from him a little bit. It's towards us, sloping away in the hole. Nice birdie for Blaire. That's 2 birdies in a row. After that bogey on the 10th, he's now birdied the last 2 holes in a row. Here's Monte for his par. Crucial putt this. Very tough sloping putt here. He's even par right now, but this goes sliding by on the right side. Read too much break again. The read was probably pretty good. It was just too much speed. And now he has this left for his par. Trying to put a good stroke on it. Really disappointing. Possibly a lack of focus there by Monte.
It's Blaire with a birdie 3, Monte double bogey 6. So a 3-shot swing there.
Yeah, so what does that put us to?
Puts that Blaire 1 under, Monte at 2 over.
Ouch. Okay.
All right, Blaire coming off of back-to-back birdies. We have a 455-yard par 4. And you can tell the confidence in his swing is completely changed. He hit that very hard up the left-hand side. He got a great spring off the face of the driver. Here's Monte with his little smaller-headed driver. Hit that really solid. And I remember watching that tee shot. I didn't know how Monte was going to respond to making that double bogey. Monte's second shot into a lot of wind. Came up well short, though.
5 yards up off 125. So you're thinking 130.
Right.
Okay.
Into the wind.
Well into the wind. So you think I should just chip 9? Because
Whatever you're comfortable with.
yeah,
If you
I
can
mean,
get
I'm
that-
not mad at that shot. Yeah, I think I should just trust this thing. The wind's kind of coming in and right to left.
Just good pass, commit to it.
Yeah, I'm having to turn the microphones down because the wind is really whipping. Good shot by Blaire, though. He'll have that left for birdie. Monte is off the front of the green. He landed it a little short, and it came back very short. So he has this remaining. Monte always says in his teaching on rebelliongolf.com, you'll see, you want to accelerate like a minivan on those pitch shots, not like a Ferrari. And that was a good example of it right there. So he has about 6, maybe 6.5 feet left for his par. But his opponent, Blaire McKeithen, this is for his 3rd birdie in a row. He's got a legit chance, too. Breaking a lot, though. Falls in. 3 birdies in a row for Blaire. The par 5, the par 4, and then the long par 4. That was a really solid putt. Good decision-making process on the second shot. Stroked it beautifully. All right, Monte, for all intents and purposes, needs to make this putt. This is for par, and if there's a 2-stroke swing on this hole, it's going to put him in a very bad position. But makes a really solid stroke and good resilience by Monte to keep it together and make a par there.
Blaire made birdie 3, Monte par 4. Blaire is sitting 2 under now, Monte at 2 over.
4 strokes here. How many holes left do we have?
4 strokes, we got 5 to go.
Okay.
All right, Skinny. Good picture. Commit to it. Good pass.
All right, this is a 473-yard par 4. A lot of really long par 4s on this course. I really love Blaire's transition, how it's not soupy at all. It's very solid. And he choked up on that driver quite a bit, I think, to play it low. And it just ran like crazy.
Smashed.
Oh my God. Thing took off like a jackrabbit.
Yeah. There's a big hill there. It'll take all the way down.
I think you ran up off a golf cart.
All right, Monte checking to make sure he's definitely behind the markers here. Downhill. Dogleg to the right a little bit. The tee shot's downhill, and then the green is even further downhill from that. It's nice to... Rams Hill, one of the nice things I really like about it is the elevation changes that it does have. Monte hits a solid drive here. Coming to the other angle. Lands firm, not quite as firm as Blaire's, and runs on, and he'll have about maybe 12 yards or so behind Blaire. Let's check in with
This
Monte.
is for everybody. That's why I wanted to say this.
Teachable moment, yeah.
Exactly. Is every bad shot I've hit today was because I wasn't quite sure I had the right club. I didn't know where I wanted to miss it. Because every time you hit a shot into the green, you want to have in mind a place that you're going to bring it in from. You know, I'm going to hit it here or there. You know?
Yeah.
And you never want to just get up there and just like randomly aim somewhere and not know if it's going to go right or left.
Right.
You know? So So yeah, and a lot of these shots I've had today, like the one where I 4-putted from the fringe back there, had I known that's what the green looked like, I wouldn't have missed it where I missed it. And I missed it in a place that just was not very good. And you know, that led to a 6. I mean, I screwed up the putts. You know, I could have made par pretty easily. But like number 1 was another example. Was I thought I hit a pretty good shot. I had no clue that was a false front. Or if I did, I'd have taken another half a club and gone past the pin, playing for the tier behind it.
Right.
So, you know, the point of this rant is not, oh, woe is me, I didn't know the course. The point of this is whenever you're playing a shot, you should always have a place. You know, like Blaire on the last hole, he knew what that green looked like. He knew short was bad. So he took a little extra club, knowing if he nuked it a little bit, that it was going to go past the pin and come back. Just like that shot I hit on number 8. It was right there in front of me. I knew if I nuked a little sand wedge that it was going to fly over the green and come back down that hill. Whereas if I would have hit an L wedge and not quite gotten all of it, it would have spun off the false front.
Right.
And these are the kinds of things that people need to keep in mind when they're playing a shot to the green.
Now this shot you have facing you here is like a TV shot kind of, because you can really see what's in front of you because it's downhill.
You know, it's not, I mean, it's not a coincidence that almost every good shot I hit today into the green was when I could see what I was doing.
Right.
You know, all the bad ones was where I was tentative and going, I don't want to hit it there, you know.
Right.
So again, take a lesson from that. Whether you know or not, try and commit to the shot as much as possible.
Yeah, it'd be better to be committed and wrong than to be waffling and maybe right.
Which I've made that mistake 4 or 5 times today. I waffled and just ended up in a bad place.
Right.
All right, now the wind is really kicking directly into Monte's face, and he hits just a beautiful push draw that starts to the right and draws back, lands, and starts to slightly come back. So he'll have that left for birdie. Blaire, second shot here on 14. Awesome impact sound, certainly tour level. Let's check in with Blaire.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
All right, good.
I love competing, man. It's the best thing in the world.
So attitude-wise, you seem a lot different now than you did on the first, say, 4 or 5 holes.
Yeah.
What's changed in your attitude, or really are you just feeding off a better swing?
Right now, I mean, I haven't really hit it great, but I've only missed 2 greens. I missed a buttload of birdie putts, but that hole that I hit a really good drive on that par 5, 12 or 13 or no 11. I hit like 430 yards, so that swing felt really good, and my wedge shot felt good, and the putt felt especially good. So I'm just coming off of the feel of that putt, and so when a couple goes in, you start feeling this momentum, kind of, and it just makes it a lot easier. I just needed to see something go in and get a feel. Well, now I have a feel how to hit drives properly with the shape that I want, and how to hit good putts. And so
You get a lot of your confidence from your driver down.
Yeah, it started with that one, and then it got a lot of confidence from the putt that I hit on 11 because I just missed that short.
All right, Monte, for his birdie, it looks great. Such a good putt. Again, is not getting used to how much break to play. I mean, that could have been the wind as well. It was really whipping from that direction. You can hear in the camera, it's just up and down. All right, here's Blaire for 4th birdie in a row. Yes, he does it. That's a great birdie. That takes Blaire to 3 under par. That's amazing.
All right, Monte 4. Blaire with another birdie. Takes him to 3 under, and Monte's still 2 over.
How many birdies in a row is that for Blaire?
That's 4 in a row.
4 birdies in a row. Wow.
It was a bogey on 10, and then he's on a rampage.
All right, this is, in my opinion, the hardest hole in the course. It's the number 2 handicap hole, and today's certainly the hardest hole in the course because it is 506 yards dead into the wind. Blaire did not hit that grade. Hit it solid, just turning from right to left a little too much.
It kind of hit into the side, so it should have slowed.
If I have an opening from that tree.
So Blaire's going to have to play some kind of draw around a little stand of trees. Here's Monte with driver.
That's a beaut.
Yeah, nice shot.
Awesome sound. I just wanted to check out this angle there. I really like that 3/4 back angle for driver. Blaire and Sink trying to figure out a strategy how to rope this around from right to left and get it on the hole.
All right, picture. Good picture, commit. Give it a good pass. Like that. What a shot.
Oh, they both love it. Blaire's running after it to try to see the result. He can't see, but it lands on the green hard and jumps off the back.
Little smile.
A little right smile for the Blaire.
All right, Monte with the Keegan Bradley sneak up on the golf ball. About 203 yards for Monte into the teeth of the wind. What an awesome sound. Really tour level sound there. Hits a draw and lands on the green pin high. Beautiful shot. It just didn't turn from right to left as much as he thought, but Monte is over there standing by his ball. Blaire had landed hard and pitched it up in the air too firm and runs out all the way to the front of this very massive green. Blaire's going to have it's a lot of steps, maybe 100 feet or so. Because I'd give that, yeah, that's about a 35-step putt. The aspect of the camera is making it seem a little shorter than it actually is. He's a ways away here. And he has this putt for par. So Jordan and I are somewhat raising our eyebrows at each other, saying this match could get pretty interesting. Blaire is not on the green. He's a little bit on the fringe, with Monte putting for birdie and Blaire very far away for par. Puts a good stroke on it, though, the normal stroke.
Come on!
Blaire makes it for his par 4 from over 100 feet away. That's awesome. How many steps away was that? That was a 100-foot putt.
Yeah,
It was at least a 100-foot putt.
Nice.
thanks, man.
Way to go, man. That's awesome.
Really awesome display of sportsmanship there by Monte. There was actually a couple things during this match. Maybe I'll let you guys know later that really showed awesome sportsmanship from both these guys. These guys both desperately wanted to play well, both wanted to win, but awesome sportsmanship. Really love to see that. All right, this is Monte for his par, so he makes it.
All right, a couple of pars for Monte and Blaire, and Blaire's still 3 under, Monte's still 2 over.
Going into the final 3 holes, the 16th hole is a 220-yard par 3. Blaire hits it solid, but up the right-hand side, and it lands pin high and rolls out quite a distance. So he'll have about 35 or 40 feet for his birdie putt. Here's Monte. He's going to play a certain shape here. You can see flighting it low.
Short swing for Monte. Oh, just made it over.
Bit of a knockdown for Monte. He's just inside of Blaire. Monte's hole high, also about 30 feet or so away. Here's Blaire. Like a lot of the undulations of this course, he has to go up and then down. So he's got a testing 4-footer for par there. Here's Monte. You can see the lighting starting to get, sun's starting to get a little lower, and you can really read the contours on camera a little better. Just did not get it up the hill very well at all. He's got his head in his hand. And I'll tell you what, this was pretty stressful for these guys. It was enough to get the competitive juices flowing for sure. And there was a good amount of pressure on this. Great putt.
I'm good from 6 feet. I just stink from 40.
Monte's putting has been very solid all day except for that one hole. And Monte has said to me before that the only part of his game that he's really trying to clean up on is keeping focus the entire round. Speaking of keeping focus, Blaire misses that one a little to the right. I think he was focused. It just misread it just a bit.
All right, Monte with a par 3, Blaire with a bogey 4. Blaire is now 2 under and Monte is 2 over. 4 strokes with 2 holes left. 17th hole, 290.
All right, so Monte just chipped a stroke away at least on the last hole.
2 iron. solid. Just pulled a little bit, but actually the wind is fading it back.
Came up just a little short right over there.
Blaire with the same club.
So Monte's basically exactly where you want to be, just short left of the green. In one, Blaire hits a solid shot. It just blocked out to the right a little bit.
That was well right. Just above the bunker.
Up on the top. I'll have a good look from there. Where do you think he'll try to land this one? Will he try to carry it all the way there, or will he land it to the right and then go up the hill and try to come back?
You know, it's looking like he's gonna play it maybe off of the hill. I think a good play would be somewhere between the front edge and the flag.
Yep.
All right, Blaire from 52 yards. He's got his landing spot picked out. Really good shot, solid shot from Blaire. Spun it to about 7 feet. A little less, actually.
What are you thinking on this one, Monte?
I think I'd like to go hit this again because this is not the right place to hit it. If I would have known, I was just taking it right at the pin, figuring no big deal. But I needed to play this thing off of that hill over there because,
Yeah.
there's not much here. This is me whining about not having played the course in 25 years. See, if I hit any kind of wedge up there, if I don't clip it perfectly, it's going to go screaming by the hole. And if it spins too much, it's going to go that way.
Well done.
That's pretty much all I had.
Well done, well done.
Both men with birdie putts here on the 17th hole. Monte is in a 4-stroke deficit. So for there to be any hope at all, this has got to go in. Solid stroke into the left side. Monte makes birdie.
It's gonna snap.
It's gonna be pretty fast too, no?
I don't think it's gonna be as fast as you think it is.
This time of day is so nice because you can really see the contours of the green on camera. Look at that. How that didn't go left is really difficult to understand because that was the perfect stroke he wanted to make.
Monte made birdie.
Birdie 3, Blaire made par 4.
Par 4.
So what's the match stand now?
Monte is 1 over.
Yep.
Blaire is
2 under still. He bogeyed the last one.
2 under.
After the last 2 holes, Monte has gained a stroke back on each of the last 2 holes. So the match stands going into the final hole. Monte 1 over par, Blaire 2 under par. Anything can happen. Let's go down to the scene and see how it finishes.
Little recap, everybody. We're on the final hole. And Monte is 1 over par after a very nice birdie there. Blaire is 2 under. So a 3-stroke lead. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Monte's going to be using driver, and Blaire has the somewhat safety utility iron.
No,
but-
it's
The 3-shot lead club on
Absolutely.
Yeah.
there's water.
I mean, truth be told, if I was playing this hole in a tournament,
Like if you had 2 more days of tournament to go,
yeah, I mean, the fairway's kind of small, the water's in play, into the wind, it's probably going to play over 600 yards.
Yeah.
And so, the swings I've been making today.
Is this a par 5?
It's par
Yeah.
5.
Oh, okay.
570, I think.
The swings I've been making today are, just trying to get it in play swing. So, look, I got to make a 3, 4 at worst to even have a sniff of a chance.
Yep.
Monte off the tee, he takes a very fast swing,
We're left.
which turns into a hook. On our landing camera angle, you can see he's over in another fairway. He's actually sitting on grass and not in too bad of a spot, but just tried to extend himself a little too much, trying to hit a massive shot into a strong
Looks like it
breeze.
could be a good one. Yeah, right up the tube.
Right up the tube for Blaire McKeithen.
There's the hole out there. Monte had hit a rock over here and is now...
Monte's first shot sitting on grass, and he has very far. He had a ricochet off the top of that hill and over here Might have been a fortunate ricochet, might not have been, and it kind of is what it is. Awesome shot there.
Looks so good, Monte. Really good power fade.
My rhythm was decent today, and that's what allowed me to get away with. My swing was poor today. I was all yanking on the handle pretty hard. My lower body was pretty stagnant, and I just fell back into a lot of bad habits that I've started to get rid of, and they just kind of came back on me. There's some pride involved. I didn't want to come out here and shoot a huge number. So, I reverted back to some old bad habits and just kind of steered it around all day. And I actually did a pretty good job of that. The problem I had today, why I'm 1 over through 17 holes, is I didn't hit any terrible shots. I just didn't hit very many good ones.
Yeah, like tapping birdies.
Yeah. You can't point, other than that 3-footer that I missed on the hole that I 4-putted from the fringe, you can't really look at any shot I hit today and go, wow, that was gross, Monte.
Big mistake, yeah.
That's terrible. But, you can count on one hand how many actual good shots that I hit. I've got a lot to build on,
I mean, it's not over yet. Stay tuned, everybody, because these things often end up a little different than you think.
Here's what I can say about today, is I was really good at being a bad golfer today, and that's never been a strength of mine. I'm usually like, go low, shoot 65, shoot 68, or I'm going to struggle really, really badly and, put up a terrible number. And, this course is not hard, but it's not super easy. And for as much as I struggled today, being 1 over, that's not terrible.
133 yards for Monte's final approach shot. Divot flies a mile in the air. Ball goes just past the hole.
Come back.
Spins off that backstop. And he's pin high, has about 15 to 18 feet for his birdie. Blaire's third shot, flooding in low, hoping to skip it and check it. Does the same thing, goes a little long and brings it back, which these guys have really done well all day, using the contours to bring it in from either direction, just to get it that much closer to the hole. Let's go to Blaire.
I think I reverted a lot to my old golf swing. I think my swing's going to look completely different than my last video with what I'm working on, which I felt was going to be naturally what happened.
When you get competitive.
When you get competitive, you go back to what you naturally do, So I'm sure I lifted on a few, especially on my bad ones. But the bright side is that I've gotten enough to where it's still okay. Like I hit 15 greens today. I hit a lot of quality shots. But basically, I started off really shaky with the swing and the putter. But I just got a lot of momentum in the middle part of the round, and that's all it kind of took to settle this thing,
Lagging to protect my second place finish.
About the 8th putt I've missed since I took Thank you.
Well done. Monte.
Pleasure to play with you,
Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Good luck to you the rest of the year.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Hey.
Calm down.
Blaire shot a pretty smooth 2 under.
Yep.
70, and Monte was 1 over, 73. And if you think of the difference in a round of golf of 3 strokes, I mean, that's basically as razor thin as you can get.
Well, the one hole he made birdie, I made double. We played even the other 17 holes.
Yeah. So, I mean, really a close match, in my opinion. A solid case for a rematch.
Well, I thought it was a really close match. Back and forth.
But,
I mean, we could have played better or hit the ball a little bit closer or made a couple more putts, but overall, when it comes to competitiveness, it's right there.
Yeah. Neither one of us hit very many what you would call professional PGA Tour level shots, but neither one of us hit very many terrible. There weren't a lot of terrible shots out there. There was a lot of decent, mediocre.
I mean, I've watched a lot of PGA Tour golf live and on TV. Maybe maybe not PGA Tour like highlight reel shots, but you guys certainly were hitting PGA Tour level shots today.
Especially that stretch of 4 holes where he made 4 consecutive birdies. You can see how much talent he has and how much ability he has.
Yes.
You know, a little bit sloppy the rest of the day, but you know, when you go through a 4-hole stretch like that, you know, on the second half of a match like that,
See the potential.
yeah, absolutely right.
Blaire, congratulations! So you're the big winner of the $800.
Very first.
And the very
That's
first.
something that you can always say.
Yeah, you know, I put that on my
I need
resume, ask for sponsors invites. Like, I
actual.
want to be better golf.
Right. When this is
Challenge series.
when there's a million views of this thing, you know, 2 or 3 or 5 years from now,
Yeah.
you can say, yeah, I won the first one. You know.
And I think it'll be a good springboard for other things. Guys, I hope this was entertaining for you and a little educational too as we were asking some questions to the guys. Let me know who you'd like to see in the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting these guys. Later. Bye.
See you later.
Because Blaire won, another important thing I have to say is, Blaire, you also won a 3-month membership to fourlinks.com, an amazing website where you can play this course and many other courses on their list. You get the base plan, so you'll have 700 points to spend, which is at a discount. So it's basically you can play golf like twice a week.
No shit.
For 3 months, yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Very cool.
So
So
to come back out here is the best course in town, that's for sure.
So thanks to Danny, the CEO of Four Links, and also Be Better Golfer, for agreeing to that and doing that. You guys should sign up for fourlinks.com. It's an amazing way if you live in Nevada or Southern California or Northern California to save a lot of money on playing great golf courses like this, Oak Creek, many in San Diego and Orange County.
Cool, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, thanks to Mike for letting us out.
Huge thanks to Mike.
Yeah, it's really awesome
good.
to do that. This is a really exclusive club. I mean, it's pretty expensive to play out here, and he was happy enough to let us out. And we couldn't be happier to start this whole thing out. So thanks again, Mike. Thanks, Rams Hill. Looking forward to coming back out.
Yeah. See ya.